If you care about clear, practical stories about the real side of everyday America, follow American Life Explained. Because sometimes the most expensive mistakes in America do not begin with a stranger at the door. They begin with the mail. A plain envelope, a formal notice, a letter on the kitchen table sitting beside a real utility bill, a Medicare statement, a pharmacy coupon, and yesterday's grocery receipt. And that is exactly why it works. In America, especially for retirees, the mailbox still carries a certain kind of authority. You do not have to believe every ad you see online. You do not have to trust every caller on your phone. But a letter? A letter feels different. A letter feels deliberate, official, documented, serious. It feels like something a careful adult is supposed to open, read, and handle responsibly. And scammers know that. That is why some of the most dangerous frauds in America still arrive in the oldest way possible, through the mail. Not because mail feels modern, because mail feels trustworthy. And for many older Americans, trust is exactly what the scam is designed to exploit. Think about a typical American kitchen table. There is a stack of envelopes. Maybe one is from the power company. Maybe one is from the bank. Maybe one is from Medicare. Maybe one is from the county. And mixed into that stack is something fake. But only fake in the way a movie prop is fake. It looks real enough to make your stomach drop. That is the first category of mail scam that keeps working in America, the official-looking letter. It may look like it came from Social Security, or a federal office, or a fraud unit, or a court, or a benefits department. It uses formal language, case numbers, reference numbers, seals, warning codes, and urgent phrasing. It does not say, "Congratulations, you have won $1 million." That kind of scam is too obvious. Instead, it says something much more dangerous. There is a problem. Your number may have been misused. Your benefits may be affected. Your account may be under review. You need to act now to avoid consequences. That is a deeply American kind of fear. Because in the United States, people are used to paperwork having power. A notice can affect your taxes, your health coverage, your benefits, your bank account, your property, your credit, your legal standing. So when a letter looks official, many people do not see a scam. They see responsibility. And that is the trap. The point of the letter is not just to inform you, it is to change your emotional state, from calm to worried, from worried to urgent, from urgent to obedient. The moment you think, "I need to fix this right now," the criminal is already ahead of you. But the official-looking letter is only one kind of American mail scam. Another one is almost a piece of American folklore. The prize letter, the sweepstakes letter, the lottery notice, the envelope that tells you that you may already be a winner. This scam survives because it taps into something very old in American culture, the dream that life can suddenly change. A big check, a surprise prize, a car, a cash award, a once-in-a-lifetime payout. And in America, those promises often arrive dressed in the language of legitimacy. You are not told you won in some loud, ridiculous way. You are given claim numbers, award status, processing instructions, verification forms, sometimes even a check. Everything is built to make the fantasy feel procedural. That is what makes it dangerous. Because the scam does not say, "Send us money because we are criminals." It says, "Send a fee to release your prize. Pay taxes first. Cover processing. Call now to verify delivery." And once the victim sends money, the prize disappears because it never existed. There is another version of this scam that feels especially American too: the fake check. A check arrives in the mail. It looks real. It feels like proof. And Americans, especially older Americans, were raised in a world where a paper check meant something concrete. A check in your hand feels more real than a promise on a screen. That is why counterfeit check scams still work. Maybe the letter says you were overpaid and need to send the difference back. Maybe it says you were selected to evaluate a store. Maybe it says you have been hired as a mystery shopper. Maybe it says a rebate, settlement, or advance payment is enclosed. The check clears just enough to fool you. And then comes the instruction. Deposit it. Keep a portion. Send the rest back. Wire it. Mail it. Buy gift cards. Send money orders. And by the time the bank discovers the check was fake, your real money is already gone. That scam works because it borrows an old American habit: trust in paper instruments. A fake check looks like value. A mailed check feels official. And that little delay before the bank fully catches the fraud gives the scammer just enough time. Then there is another kind of letter scam that hides inside ordinary American home ownership: the home repair mailer. A flyer after a storm, a notice about urgent foundation damage, a roof inspection offer, a warning about code violations, a postcard suggesting immediate repairs before costs rise. This kind of fraud works especially well in America because the home is not just a place to live. It is identity. It is pride. It is retirement wealth. It is the lawn, the porch, the roof, the driveway, the mailbox, the quiet suburban street that says, "This is mine." So when a letter suggests that your home may be damaged, unsafe, non-compliant, or declining in value, it does not feel like advertising. It feels personal. And once fear enters, pressure follows. Sign today. Special rate for seniors. Immediate inspection. Storm damage discount. Insurance issue. Limited time repair schedule. Some of these offers lead to overpriced work. Some lead to no real work at all. Some are simply designed to get a contractor or a scammer inside your trust, your home, or your finances. And that brings us to one of the deeper truths about American mail scams. They do not all sell the same emotion. Some sell fear. Some sell hope. Some sell urgency. Some sell relief. Some sell the comforting idea that someone is helping you solve a problem. But almost all of them do one thing well. They blend into normal American life. They arrive with the electric bill, with the prescription refill reminder, with the holiday charity mail, with the Medicare packet, with the local coupon flyer, with the bank statement, with the stack of envelopes that nobody thinks twice about until one of them changes everything. That is why these scams are so dangerous for retirees. Not because retirees are careless, not because older people are naive, but because routine can be weaponized. And mail is routine. Opening the mailbox is routine. Sorting envelopes is routine. Setting important papers aside is routine. Calling the number on the letter because it looks official is routine. The scam hides inside habit. So what should people watch for? First, beware of any letter that creates panic before it creates clarity. If the emotional effect lands before the explanation makes sense, stop. Second, never trust the contact information inside the suspicious letter by default. A fake letter wants you to call the fake number. That is how the paper trap turns into a live human scam. Third, Be extremely suspicious of any letter that pushes you toward unusual payment methods or money movement. Gift cards, wire transfers, cryptocurrency, cash, gold, money orders, a so-called safe account. Those are not signs of protection. Those are signs of danger. Fourth, treat any prize that requires payment as a scam. If you have to pay to collect, verify, release, insure, or unlock a prize, you did not win. Fifth, remember that a check arriving in the mail does not make it legitimate. Paper can lie too. And sixth, slow everything down. Set the letter down. Do not call immediately. Do not click anything. Do not scan any code. Do not send money. Do not hand over account information. Look up the real number yourself. Use the official website you already know. Call the number on the back of your bank card. Ask a family member to read the letter with you. Let someone calmer than the letter help you think. Because that is really the battle here. Not paper versus paper. Not envelope versus envelope. It is urgency versus judgment. And the scam wins only if urgency moves first. The scariest thing about a mail scam in America is not that it looks criminal. It is that it looks responsible. It looks like paperwork. It looks like a task. It looks like adulthood. It looks like citizenship. It looks like something a good person is supposed to deal with. And that is why it still works. If this kind of story matters to you, if you care about the real dangers, hidden costs, and everyday truths of life in America, follow American Life Explained. Because some of the most dangerous problems in America do not arrive wearing a mask. They arrive in an envelope.